This video will change everything. Don't miss it, your transformation starts now. Right now, as you're watching, you're about to tap into something huge. Imagine waking up tomorrow, not as the same person, but with a new mindset, no doubt, no hesitation, just pure, unstoppable drive. This isn't a dream, this is real. While the world sleeps, you'll be reprogramming your mind at the deepest level. Tomorrow, you'll wake up stronger, more confident, and ready to take on everything. There's one word, one key that will unlock the power inside you. Once you hear it, you'll never be the same. This isn't just another video. This is your turning point. Don't let this moment slip by. Are you ready for the change you've been waiting for?
Possibilities unfolding. Speak to yourself as if you are already the person you want to become. Speak to yourself as if your desires are already manifesting. Speak to yourself with love, with compassion, with excitement for all that's possible. And most importantly, keep at it. This isn't a one-time thing, it's a lifelong practice, but I promise you it's worth it. Because as you change the way you speak to yourself, you change your entire experience of life. You have within you everything you need to create the life you desire. You have the power to shape your reality with your thoughts and words, so use that power wisely. Speak to yourself in a way that uplifts you, that inspires you, that moves you forward. You are capable of amazing things. You are worthy of all the good that life has to offer. You are a powerful creator in your own life. Remind yourself of these truths every day. Let them be the foundation of how you speak to yourself. And as you go forward from here, remember this, every moment is a new beginning. Every thought is a chance to choose again. No matter what's happened in the past, you always have the power to change your self-talk, and in doing so, to change your life. So go forth with confidence. Speak to yourself with love and positivity. Align your thoughts, your words, and your actions with your desires. And watch as your life transforms in beautiful and unexpected ways. You've got this. You are powerful beyond measure. And the life of your dreams is waiting for you to speak it into existence. So start now. Speak to yourself this way and attract all you desire. Your amazing future begins with the very next word you say to yourself. Make it count. Right now, in this very moment, you have the power to change your life. You are the creator of your reality. And today we're going to talk about how to tap into that incredible power within you. It all starts with two simple words: relax and trust. Think about it. How often do we spend our days rushing around, stressed out, worried about what might happen? We're constantly on edge, trying to control everything around us. But what if I told you that the key to getting everything you want is actually to let go? That's right. The secret to manifesting your desires, to creating the life of your dreams, is to relax and trust. It sounds so simple, doesn't it? But it's a profound truth that can transform your entire existence. When you relax, you open yourself up to the infinite possibilities of the universe. Your mind becomes clear, your body becomes calm, and you create space for miracles to happen. And when you trust, you align yourself with the natural flow of life. You stop fighting against the current and start moving with it. When you use the really exciting part, when you combine relaxation and trust with expectation, that's when the magic happens. That's when you start to see results, not in some distant future, but right here, right now, today. So many of us have been conditioned to believe that change takes time, that we need to work hard, struggle, and suffer before we can achieve our goals. But what if I told you that's not true? What if I told you that you can expect miracles to happen the same day you set your intention? It might sound too good to be true, but I've seen it happen time and time again. I've witnessed people heal from chronic illnesses, manifest their dream jobs, find their soulmates, all in a matter of days or even hours. And it all started with them deciding to relax, trust, and expect great things to happen. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but Joe, I've tried positive thinking before. I've tried visualizing. It didn't work for me, and I hear you. I really do. But here's the thing. It's not just about thinking positive thoughts or visualizing it's about feeling it. It's about embodying the reality you desire right now in this very moment. When you truly relax and trust, you enter a state of being where anything is possible. Your body releases tension, your mind becomes clear, and you tap into a field of infinite potential. In this state, you're no longer separate from your desires. You become one with them. And here's where expectation comes in. When you expect something to happen, you're not hoping for it or wishing for it. You're knowing it. You're living as if it's already happened. And that's when the universe starts to respond. You see, the universe doesn't understand the difference between what's happening in your outer world and what's happening in your inner world. When you can create the feeling of having what you want before it actually manifests in your physical reality, that's when you become a true creator. So how do we do this? How do we relax, trust, and expect miracles to happen today? It all starts with your thoughts and your energy. Every thought you think sends out a signal to the universe. It's like dropping a pebble in a pond. The ripples spread out, affecting everything around you. When you think thoughts of lack, of fear, of worry, you're sending out a signal that creates more of those experiences in your life. But when you choose to think thoughts of abundance, of love, of possibility, you're creating a whole different reality. You're tuning into a different frequency, one where miracles are not only possible but expected. And it's not just about your thoughts, it's about your energy, your vibration. Every emotion you feel is sending out a signal to the universe. When you feel stressed, anxious, or frustrated, you're vibrating at a low frequency. But when you can relax, when you can trust, when you can feel joy and gratitude even before your desires manifest, that's when you're vibrating at a frequency that attracts miracles. So how do we shift our thoughts and our energy? It starts with awareness. Pay attention to what you're thinking and feeling throughout the day. Notice when you're caught up in stress or worry, and then make a conscious choice to shift. Take a deep breath. Feel your body relax, and then ask yourself, what would I be thinking right now if I truly believed that everything was working out perfectly for me? How would I feel if I knew that my desires were already on their way to me? This is where meditation comes in. When you meditate, you create space between your thoughts. You step out of the constant chatter of your mind and into a place of peace and possibility. In this space, you can start to reprogram your subconscious mind. You see, most of our thoughts and behaviors are controlled by our subconscious mind. It's like an autopilot that's been programmed by our past experiences, our beliefs, our environment. But when we meditate, we can access this subconscious mind and start to change the program. In meditation, you can visualize your desired reality. But remember, it's not just about seeing it in your mind's eye. It's about feeling it with every cell of your body. What would it feel like to have perfect health? What would it feel like to be financially abundant? What would it feel like to be in a loving, supportive relationship? As you sit in meditation, allow yourself to fully embody these feelings. Let them wash over you. Let them fill you up. And as you do this, you're literally changing your brain chemistry. You're creating new neural pathways that support your new reality. But here's the can't. Just do this once and expect miracles to happen. This needs to become a daily practice. Every day, take time to relax, to trust, to expect great things. Make it as much a part of your routine as brushing your teeth or eating breakfast. And as you do this, pay attention to the signs around you. The universe is always communicating with us, always guiding us towards our highest good. But so often, we're too busy, too stressed, too caught up in our own thoughts to notice. When you relax and trust, you become more attuned to these signs. You start to notice synchronicities, those little coincidences that seem too perfect to be random. Maybe you think of someone and they call you moments later, or you keep seeing the same number everywhere you look. Or you overhear a conversation that gives you exactly the information you need. These are all signs that you're on the right track. They're confirmations from the universe that it's heard your desires and is working to bring them to you. But you have to be open to receiving them. You have to trust that they're there. Brings us to another important point. Gratitude, when you're grateful for what you already have, you open yourself up to receiving more. It's like telling the universe, hey, I really appreciate everything you've given me. I'm ready for more. So make gratitude a part of your daily practice. Every morning when you wake up, before you even get out of bed, think of 3 things you're grateful for. Feel the gratitude in your body, let it fill you up, and then carry that feeling with you throughout your day. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. But Joe, what about action? Don't we need to do something to make our dreams come true? And you're absolutely right. Action is important, but it's not about forcing things to happen or struggling against the current. When you're relaxed, when you're trusting, when you're expecting great things to happen, the right actions will become clear to you. You'll feel inspired to take certain steps. You'll be in the right place at the right time to meet the right people. Opportunities will present themselves to you. This is what I call inspired action. It's not about pushing and striving. It's about flowing with the natural current of life. It's about following your intuition, trusting your gut, and taking steps that feel right to you. When you're taking inspired action, it doesn't feel like work. It feels like play. It feels like you're doing exactly what you're meant to be doing, and that's when miracles start to happen. Now, let's talk about expectation. This is where so many people trip up. They say they want something, but deep down, they don't really believe it's possible for them. They have doubts, fears, limiting beliefs that hold them back. But when you truly expect something to happen, when you know it in your bones, that's when the universe moves mountains to make it happen. And the key to expectation is to detach from the outcome. What do I mean by that? Well, when we're attached to a specific outcome, we're often coming from a place of lack. We're saying, I need this to happen or else I won't be happy. And that energy of need, of desperation, actually pushes our desires away from us. But when we can detach from the outcome, when we can say, I'd love for this to happen, but I know that whatever happens is for my highest good, that's when we open ourselves up to receive even more than we could have imagined. So expect great things to happen, but hold that expectation lightly. Trust that the universe has a plan for you that's even better than what you can conceive with your limited human mind. And remember, expectation isn't about waiting for something to happen in the future. It's about living as if it's already happened. It's about bringing the future into the present moment. So often, we put our happiness on hold. We say, I'll be happy when I get that job, or I'll feel successful when I make a certain amount of money, or I'll feel loved when I find the right partner. But the truth is, you can feel all of those things right now. You can feel successful before you make your first million. You can feel love before you meet your soulmate. You can feel healthy before the physical symptoms disappear. And when you can create those feelings within yourself, that's when you become a magnet for the experiences that match those feelings. This is what it means to live in the end result. It's about embodying the version of yourself that already has everything you desire. How would that version of you think? How would they feel? How would they carry themselves? How would they speak? Start living as that version of yourself today. Don't wait for external circumstances to change. Be the change you want to see in your life. Now, I know this might sound challenging. I know it might feel like a big leap from where you are now to where you want to be. But remember, you don't have to make this leap all at once. You can start small. Start with just 5 minutes a day. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and imagine yourself living your ideal life. Feel the feelings associated with that life. Let them fill your body. And then when you open your eyes, carry those feelings with you into your day. As you do this consistently, you'll start to notice changes. Maybe at first it's just small things. You feel a little more peaceful. You handle stress a little better. You notice more moments of joy throughout your day. But as you continue this practice, as you make it a regular part of your life, you'll start to see bigger changes. Opportunities will start to present themselves. People will be drawn to your energy. Things that used to bother you won't affect you as much. And before you know it, you'll look around and realize that your life has transformed. Not because you struggled and pushed and forced things to happen, but because you relaxed, trusted, and expected great things to come to you. Now, I want to address something that often comes up when we talk about manifesting our desires. Some people worry that it's selfish to focus on what we want. They think that wanting more for ourselves somehow takes away from others. But here's the truth. When you raise your vibration, when you create a better life for yourself, you raise the vibration of everyone around you. Your joy, your success, your abundance doesn't take away from anyone else. In fact, it inspires others to reach for more in their own lives. Think about it. When you're around someone who's happy, confident, and successful, how does it make you feel? Doesn't it make you believe that more is possible for you too? That's the ripple effect of raising your own vibration. So don't hold back. Don't dim your light. The world needs you to be your best, most abundant, most joyful self. Because when you're living at your highest potential, you inspire others to do the same. Now, let's talk about something that often gets in the way of us relaxing, trusting, and expecting great things. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of the unknown. These fears can keep us stuck, can keep us playing small. It's just a thought. It's not real. It's a projection of the mind based on past experiences or imagined future scenarios. And just as you can choose to think thoughts of lack or abundance, you can choose whether or not to believe your fears. When fear comes up, and it will, don't try to fight it or push it away. Instead, acknowledge it. Thank it for trying to protect you, and then choose to focus on trust instead. Choose to believe that no matter what happens, you have the strength and resilience to handle it. Remember, every time you choose trust over fear, you're rewiring your brain. You're creating new neural pathways that support your new empowered reality. And speaking of the brain, let's talk about neuroplasticity for a moment. This is the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. What this means is that your brain is constantly changing based on your thoughts, experiences, and behaviors. When you consistently practice relaxation, trust, and positive expectation, you're literally changing the structure of your brain. You're creating new neural pathways that support these states of being. And the more you practice, the stronger these pathways become. This is why consistency is so important. It's not about having one great meditation session or one day where you feel really positive. It's about making these practices a regular part of your life. It's about choosing again and again to focus on what you want rather than what you don't want. Now, I want to address something that often comes up when people start this work. They'll say, but Joe, I've tried to think positively before and nothing changed. And I hear you, I really do. But here's what I want you to understand. This work isn't just about thinking positive thoughts. It's about aligning your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. You see, your thoughts create your feelings. Your feelings drive your actions, and your actions create your results. So if you're thinking positive thoughts but still feeling fearful or doubtful, your actions will reflect that fear and doubt, and your results will match. That's why it's so important to not just think about what you want, but to feel it, to embody it, to live as if it's already your reality. Because when your thoughts, feelings, and actions are all aligned, that's when you become unstoppable. This work isn't about forcing yourself to feel happy all the time. It's not about denying your negative emotions or pretending everything is perfect when it's not. It's about acknowledging where you are, accepting it, and then consciously choosing where you want to go from there. If you're feeling sad or angry or frustrated, allow yourself to feel those emotions. Don't try to push them away, but also don't get stuck in them. Feel them, acknowledge them, and ask yourself, what would I rather feel instead, and how can I move towards that feeling? This is where the power of choice comes in. In every moment, you have the power to choose your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. You have the power to choose what you focus on, and what you focus on expands. So focus on what you want, not on what you don't want. Focus on where you're going, not on where you've been. Focus on what's possible, not on what's limiting you. And remember, this isn't about ignoring reality or living in denial. It's about understanding that your perception creates your reality. Two people can look at the exact same situation and see completely different things based on their mindset and beliefs. So choose to see the good, choose to see the opportunities, choose to see the lessons in every experience. Because when you do that, you open yourself up to a whole new world of possibilities. Now, let's talk about energy for a moment. Everything in the universe is energy, vibrating at different frequencies, and like attracts like. This means that the energy you put out into the world is what you'll attract back to you. If you're vibrating at a frequency of stress, worry, and lack, you'll attract more experiences that match that frequency. But if you're vibrating at a frequency of peace, joy, and abundance, you'll attract experiences that match that instead. So how do you raise your vibration? It starts with your thoughts and feelings, as we've discussed, but it also involves taking care of your physical body, eating nourishing foods, getting enough sleep, exercising regularly. All of these things affect your energy and your ability to maintain a high vibration. Meditation is another powerful tool for raising your vibration. When you meditate, you quiet the chatter of your mind and tap into a field of pure potential. You align yourself with the energy of the universe, and in doing so, you raise your own vibration. When you raise your vibration, you don't just affect yourself. You affect everyone and everything around you. You become like a lighthouse, radiating positive energy and inspiring others to raise their vibration too. Now, I want to talk about something that often trips people up on this journey. The need for certainty. We humans love certainty. We want to know exactly how things are going to turn out. We want guarantees. But here's the truth. Life is inherently uncertain, and that uncertainty. But here's the truth. Life is inherently uncertain, and that uncertainty is actually a gift. It's what makes life exciting, full of possibilities. When you can embrace uncertainty, when you can see it as an adventure rather than a threat, that's when you open yourself up to true miracles. Think about it. If you knew exactly how everything was going to turn out, where would be the excitement? Where would be the growth? Where would be the opportunity for the universe to surprise you with something even better than what you could have imagined? So instead of seeking certainty, seek trust. Trust in yourself. Trust in the universe. Trust that everything is always working out for your highest good, even if you can't see how in the moment. The concept of surrender. Now, surrender doesn't mean giving up or being passive. It means letting go of the need to control everything. It means trusting in a higher power, whether you call that God, the universe, source energy, or something else. When you surrender, you release the tension of trying to make things happen. You allow yourself to be guided. You open yourself up to receive. And often, what comes to you when you surrender is far greater than what you could have achieved through force or control. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but Joe, I have goals. I have things I want to achieve. How can I surrender and still work towards my goals? And that's a great question. The key is to set your intentions, to be clear about what you want, and then to release attachment to how it comes about. Do your part. Take inspired action, but then let go and trust that the universe will take care of the rest. It's like planting seed. You prepare the soil, you plant the seed, you water it, you make sure it gets sunlight, but you don't dig up the seed every day to see if it's growing. You trust in the natural process. You know that in time, if you've done your part, the plant will grow. Your dreams and goals are like that seed. Plant them with clear intention. Nourish them with your thoughts and actions, but then trust in the process. Trust that they're growing even if you can't see the results yet. And this brings us to another crucial aspect of manifesting your desires: patience. In our fast-paced world, we often want everything to happen instantly. We set an intention, and then we want to see results right. But remember, just because you can't see something happening doesn't mean nothing is happening. Often the biggest changes are happening beneath the surface, like that seed germinating underground before it breaks through the soil. So be patient with yourself and with the process. Trust that everything is unfolding in perfect timing. And in the meantime, enjoy the journey. Find joy in the present moment rather than always looking to the future for your happiness. Now, let's talk about something that can really accelerate your manifestations. Gratitude. Gratitude is like a magnet for miracles. When you're grateful for what you have, you open yourself up to receive even more. Start and end each day with gratitude. Before you get out of bed in the morning, think of 3 things you're grateful for. As you're falling asleep at night, review your day and find things to appreciate. And throughout your day, look for things to be grateful for. At first, you might have to really search for things to appreciate, especially if you're going through a challenging time. But the more you practice gratitude, the more automatic it becomes. You'll start to notice beauty and blessings everywhere you look. That's things to start being grateful for things before they happen. Be grateful for the job you want as if you already have it. Be grateful for the perfect health you desire as if it's already your reality. Be grateful for the loving relationship you're calling in as if your partner is already by your side. This is what it means to live in the end result. It's about feeling the feelings of having what you want before it manifests in your physical reality. And when you can do this, you become an unstoppable force of creation. Now, I want to address something that often comes up when people start seeing results with this work. They'll manifest something they've been wanting, and then they'll start to doubt. They'll think, was that just a coincidence? Did I really create that? There are no coincidences. Everything that happens in your life is a result of your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Everything is a reflection of your inner world. So when you start to see positive changes in your life, celebrate them. Acknowledge your role in creating them. Because when you do this, you reinforce your belief in your own power. You strengthen your faith in the process, and you open yourself up to create even more amazing things. Remember, what you appreciate appreciates. So the more you acknowledge and appreciate the good things in your life, the more good things you'll attract. Now, let's talk about something that can really supercharge your manifestations: the power of your words. The words you speak are like spells that you cast on your life. They have the power to create or destroy, to heal or harm. Pay attention to the words you use, both when you're talking to others and when you're talking to yourself. Are you constantly complaining? Are you speaking about lack and limitation? Or are you using words of abundance, possibility, and gratitude? Make a conscious effort to speak in a way that aligns with what you want to create. Instead of saying, I can't afford that, try that's not a priority for me right now. Instead of I'm so stressed, try I'm learning to handle challenges with grace. And most importantly, be mindful of how you talk to yourself. Your self-talk shapes your reality more than anything else. Speak to yourself with kindness, encouragement, and love. Be your own biggest cheerleader. Now, I want to address something that often comes up when people start this work. They'll say, but Joe, what about my past? I've made mistakes. I've had setbacks. How can I move past that? And here's what I want you to understand. Your past does not define your future. Your past experiences have shaped who you are, yes, but they don't determine who you can become. Every moment is a new beginning. Every breath is an opportunity to start fresh. You are not your past mistakes or failures. You are not your limiting beliefs or old patterns. You are a powerful creator capable of reinventing yourself at any moment. So instead of dwelling on the past, use it as a springboard for growth. What lessons have you learned? How have your challenges made you stronger? How can you use your experiences to fuel your growth and help others? When you can reframe your past in this way, it no longer holds you back. Instead, it becomes a powerful tool for transformation. Now, let's talk about something that's crucial for maintaining this practice over the long term. Self-care, taking care of yourself, isn't selfish. It's necessary. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't radiate positive energy if you're depleted. So make self-care a priority. This means different things for different people. It might mean taking time for meditation or exercise. It might mean saying no to commitments that drain you. It might mean spending time in nature or pursuing a hobby you love. Whatever self-care looks like for you, make it non-negotiable. Schedule it into your day, just like you would any other important appointment. Because when you take care of yourself, you have so much more to give to others and to your dreams. And remember, self-care isn't just about your physical health. It's about your mental and emotional health too. Pay attention to the thoughts you're feeding your mind. Are you constantly consuming negative news or engaging in gossip? Or are you feeding your mind with inspiring books, uplifting conversations, and positive affirmations? Your mind is like a garden. What you plant and nourish is what will grow. So be intentional about what you're planting in your mental garden. Now, as we start to wrap up, I want to remind you of something important. This work is a journey, not a destination. There will be ups and downs. There will be days when you feel on top of the world and days when you struggle to stay positive. And that's okay. That's part of the human experience. The key is not to judge yourself for having these fluctuations, but to observe them with compassion and curiosity. On the days when you're feeling great, really lean into that feeling. Amplify it. Let it fill every cell of your body. And on the days when you're struggling, be gentle with yourself. Remember that this too shall pass. And use the tools we've discussed, meditation, gratitude, positive self-talk, to help shift your energy. Remember, you're not trying to be perfect. You're not trying to feel amazing 100 of the time. You're simply committing to a practice of conscious creation. You're choosing again and again to focus on what you want rather than what you don't want. And as you do this consistently, you'll start to notice changes. Maybe at first it's just small things. You feel a little more peaceful. You handle stress a little better. You notice more moments of joy throughout your day. But as you continue this practice, as you make it a regular part of your life, you'll start to see bigger changes. Opportunities will start to present themselves. People will be drawn to your energy. Things that used to bother you won't affect you as much. And before you know it, you'll look around and realize that your life has transformed. Not because you struggled and pushed and forced things to happen, but because you relaxed, trusted, and expected great things to come to you. So I invite you, starting today, to make this your practice. Relax into the flow of life. Trust that everything is always working out for your highest good, and expect miracles to happen, not someday in the future, but right here, right now. Remember, you are the creator of your reality. You have the power to shape your life in any way you choose. So choose wisely. Choose thoughts that empower you. Choose feelings that uplift you. Choose actions that align with your highest vision for yourself. Most importantly, choose to believe in yourself. Because when you believe in yourself, when you truly know your own power, there's nothing you can't achieve. So go forth and create, relax and trust. Expect miracles and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. The universe is waiting to support you. All you have to do is open yourself up to receive. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for committing to this journey of transformation. And remember, every moment is a new opportunity to choose again, to align with your highest self, and to create the life of your dreams. You've got this. Now go out there and shine your light. The world is waiting for your unique gifts. Embrace your power and let the magic unfold. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Now open your eyes and listen closely. You're about to learn something that will change your life forever. I'm here to tell you about a belief system so powerful it can make your dreams come true in just 3 days. Yes, you heard that right. 3 days. You know what you're thinking. That's impossible. But let me ask you this. What if it wasn't? What if you could have anything you want simply by believing it's already yours? This isn't magic. It's not some trick. It's the incredible power of your mind, and I'm going to show you how to use it. For years, I've studied the human brain, consciousness, and the quantum field. I've seen people heal themselves from chronic illnesses, create abundance out of nowhere, and find love when they thought all hope was lost. How did they do it? They used the exact method I'm about to share with you. It all starts with a simple idea. Your thoughts create your reality. Every thought you have sends a signal to the universe. It's like placing an order at a cosmic restaurant. The problem is most people keep ordering the same old meals day after day. They think about their problems, their fears, their limitations, and guess what? That's exactly what they get served. But you're different. You're here because you're ready for a change. You're ready to place a new order. You're ready to create the life you've always dreamed of. And I'm here to show you how. The first step is visualization. You need to see your desired outcome so clearly in your mind that it feels real. I'm not talking about a vague wish or a fleeting daydream. I'm talking about a vivid, detailed picture that engages all your senses. If you want a new car, don't just see it. Hear the engine purr, feel the smooth leather of the steering wheel, smell that new car scent. Make it so real that your brain can't tell the difference between your visualization and reality. But here's the can't just visualize it once and forget about it. You need to do this every single day, multiple times a day. Make it a part of your routine, like brushing your teeth or eating breakfast. The more you do it, the stronger the signal you send to the universe. Now, I know some of you are thinking, I've tried visualization before and it didn't work. Well, let me tell you why. Visualization alone isn't enough. You need to combine it with a powerful emotional state. You see, your thoughts are the signal, but your emotions are the fuel that amplifies that signal. Think about a time when you were incredibly happy or deeply in love or bursting with excitement. Remember how that felt in your body? That's the state you need to recreate when you're visualizing your goal. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the excitement as if you've already achieved what you want. This is crucial. Your body needs to believe it's real. But here's where most people go wrong. They do their visualization, they feel good for a moment, and then they step back into their old life and their old patterns. They let doubt creep in. They start worrying about how it's going to happen. They look at their current circumstances and think, this is impossible. That's why the next step is so important. You need to live from the end. What do I mean by that? I mean, you need to think, feel, and act as if you already have what you want. If you're visualizing financial abundance, start feeling grateful for the money you have now. If you're visualizing perfect health, start treating your body as if it's already healed. If you're visualizing a loving relationship, start giving love to everyone around you. This isn't about pretending or lying to yourself. It's about aligning your energy with what you want to create. It's about becoming the person who already has what you desire. Because here's the truth, you don't get what you want in life. You get what you are. Now, I can already hear some of you saying, but Joe, my life is a mess right now. How can I possibly act like everything's perfect? And that's a fair question. I'm not asking you to deny your current reality. I'm asking you to choose which reality you want to focus on. You see, every possible version of your life already exists in the quantum field. There's a version where you're struggling, a version where you're thriving, and infinite versions in between. Your job is to tune into the frequency of the reality you want to experience. It's like changing the channel on a radio. You're not creating the station. You're just choosing which one to listen to. This is where belief comes in. You need to believe with every fiber of your being that what you want is not only possible but inevitable. This isn't about positive thinking or wishful dreaming. This is about a deep, unshakable knowing. It's about faith so strong that you can taste it. How do you build this kind of belief? through repetition and persistence. Every time you visualize your goal, every time you feel the emotions of already having it, every time you act as if it's already true, you're strengthening your belief. You're rewiring your brain to accept this new reality as the truth. But here's the thing. Your old beliefs will fight back. Your brain is wired to keep you safe, and to your brain, safe means familiar. So when you start changing your thoughts and beliefs, you might feel uncomfortable. You might feel anxious or scared. This is normal. It's just your old self trying to pull you back to what's familiar. This is where most people give up. They hit this wall of discomfort and they retreat to their comfort zone. But not you. You're going to push through, because on the other side of that discomfort is everything you've ever wanted. Remember, every great change in history started with a thought that seemed impossible at the time. The Wright brothers believed humans could fly when everyone said it was impossible. Martin Luther King had a dream of equality in a time of deep racial division. These weren't just idle fantasies. They were powerful visions backed by unshakable belief. And they changed the world. You have that same power within you. You have the ability to change your world, to create your reality, but you have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone. You have to be willing to think differently, to feel differently, to act differently. Now let's talk about the 3-day window. Why 3 days? Because that's typically how long it takes for your brain to start accepting a new pattern as real. For 3 days, you need to be relentless in your focus. You say, wake up each morning and immediately visualize your goal. Feel the emotions of already having it. Then throughout the day, keep coming back to that vision. Every time you have a spare moment, every time you're waiting in line or sitting in traffic, use that time to reinforce your new reality. But here's the crucial part. During these 3 days, you need to eliminate anything that contradicts your new belief. That means no complaining, no worrying, no negative self-talk. If a doubtful thought comes up, don't fight it. Just gently redirect your focus back to your vision. This might sound challenging, and it is. But remember, you're literally rewiring your brain. You're creating new neural pathways that will make this new way of thinking your default mode. It's like carving a new path through a dense forest. The first time is the hardest, but each time you walk that path, it gets easier. Now, I want to be clear about something. This isn't about ignoring reality or pretending problems don't exist. It's about choosing where to put your energy. If you have a health issue, by all means, seek medical treatment. If you have financial problems, take practical steps to address them. But don't let these current circumstances define your future. Use this belief system to create a new reality alongside your practical actions. Some of you might be wondering, what if it doesn't work in 3 days? And that's a fair question. The truth is, sometimes it takes longer. Sometimes the change is subtle at first, but here's what I can promise you. If you commit to this process, if you truly live it for 3 days, you will see a shift. It might be small at first, but it will be there. And that small shift is the beginning of a whole new reality. Think of it like planting a seed. When you plant a seed in the ground, you don't see results immediately. But if you keep watering it, if you keep giving it sunlight and nutrients, it will grow. Your thoughts and beliefs are the seeds. Your emotions and actions are the water and sunlight. Keep nurturing them and they will bloom into your new reality. Now, let me share a secret with you. The real power of this belief system isn't just in getting what you want. It's in who you become in the process. When you start living from a place of possibility instead of limitation, when you start focusing on what you want instead of what you don't want, you transform. You become more confident, more creative, more alive. You start to see opportunities where before you only saw obstacles. This transformation doesn't just affect you. It affects everyone around you. Your energy changes and people respond to that. You become a beacon of possibility, inspiring others to reach for their dreams. You create a ripple effect that can change your family, your community, even the world. I've seen this happen countless times. I've seen people heal from chronic illnesses when doctors said it was impossible. I've seen people create thriving businesses from nothing. I've seen people find love after years of loneliness. And every single time, it started with a change in belief. This isn't about getting stuff. It's not about manifesting cars or houses or money. Although those things can certainly come as a result, this is about becoming the highest, truest version of yourself. It's about aligning with your purpose, with your potential. It's about living a life of meaning and fulfillment. Because here's the truth, you are a creator. You are a powerful, conscious being with the ability to shape your reality. But for most of your life, you've been creating by default, reacting to circumstances instead of consciously choosing your path. This belief system is about taking back that power. It's about becoming the deliberate creator of your... Now, I want you to think about something you really want. Something that would change your life if you had it right now. Got it? Good. Now, I want you to close your eyes and see it. See it as clearly as you can. Make it vivid. Make it real. Now, feel how you would feel if you had it right now. Let that feeling fill your entire body. Hold on to that feeling. This is your new set point. This is the energy you want to carry with you for the next 3 days. Every time you feel yourself slipping back into old patterns of thought or emotion, come back to this feeling. Let it be your anchor. Remember, your thoughts are powerful, but your feelings are magnetic. They're what draw your desires to you. So feel good now. Don't wait until you have what you want to feel good. Feel good now and watch how quickly your reality shifts to match that feeling. Now, I want to address something important. Somebody might be thinking, this sounds selfish. Shouldn't I be focused on helping others instead of getting what I want? And that's a beautiful thought. But here's the truth. You can't give what you don't have. When you're living your best life, when you're fulfilled and abundant, you have so much more to give to others. Your cup overflows and everyone around you benefits. When you're on an airplane, they always tell you to put your own oxygen mask on first before helping others. Why? Because if you run out of oxygen, you can't help anyone. The same principle applies here. When you're living your best life, you inspire others to do the same. You have more energy, more resources, more love to give. You become a force for good in the world. So don't feel guilty about wanting more for yourself. It's not selfish to want to live your best life. In fact, I would argue that it's selfish not to. The world needs you at your best. The world needs your gifts, your talents, your unique perspective. And you can only give those fully when you're living in alignment with your highest self. Now, let's talk about action. Some people think that this belief system means you just sit around visualizing all day and magically things appear. That's not how it works. Yes, the inner work is crucial, but you also need to take inspired action. The key word here is inspired. When you're in alignment with your vision, when you're living from that place of belief and positive emotion, you'll feel nudges. You'll get ideas. You'll see opportunities, follow those nudges, take those inspired actions. But here's the important part. Don't force it. Don't take action from a place of fear or desperation. That's the old way of doing things. Instead, take action from a place of excitement and anticipation. If it feels like struggle or effort, step back. Realign with your vision. The right actions will feel good. They'll energize you, not drain you. Just remember, you're not trying to make things happen. You're allowing them to happen. You're aligning yourself with the version of reality where you already have what you want. The actions you take are simply you playing your part in that reality. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. What about when things don't go as planned? What about when you face setbacks or obstacles? This is where most people give up. They take it as proof that it's not working. But here's the truth. Obstacles are not a sign of failure. They're a sign that you're on the right path. Think about it this way. If you're trying to climb a mountain, you're going to encounter some steep parts. You might slip and fall a few times, but those challenges don't mean you're on the wrong mountain. They're just part of the climb. The same is true in life. Challenges are not punishment. They're not a sign that you're doing something wrong. They're opportunities for growth. They're chances for you to strengthen your belief, to prove to yourself that you're committed to your vision. So when you face obstacles, don't get discouraged. Instead, get curious. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger? How is this preparing me for what I want? Remember, every great success story includes moments of doubt and moments of struggle. It's not about avoiding those moments. It's about how you respond to them. Don't wait for everything to be perfect before you start feeling good. Don't put conditions on your happiness. Choose to feel good now, regardless of your circumstances. Because when you make feeling good your priority, everything else falls into place. This might sound counterintuitive. You might think, but I'll feel good when I get what I want. But that's backwards. You get what you want by feeling good first. Your emotions are the magnet that attracts your desires. So make feeling good your top priority. Find reasons to be grateful now. Find reasons to be excited now. Find reasons to be confident now. Start telling a new story about your life. Instead of focusing on what's wrong or what's missing, start talking about your life as if it's already perfect. Tell the story of your life the way you want it to be, and do it with conviction. Do it with feeling. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. So when you tell this new story with emotion, your subconscious accepts it is true. And when your subconscious believes something, it moves heaven and earth to make it your reality. Now, I want to address something important. This belief system isn't about controlling every detail of your life. It's not about micromanaging the universe. In fact, one of the most powerful things you can do is let go of the how. Trust that the universe knows better than you how to bring your desires to you. Your job is to be clear about what you want, to feel the emotions of having it, and to be open to receiving it. The how is not your responsibility. Often your desires will come to you in ways you never could have imagined. So stay open, stay flexible, trust the process. Change, this requires surrender and control, which can be scary. But here's the beautiful truth. When you surrender control, you gain true power. You align yourself with the infinite intelligence of the universe. You open yourself to possibilities beyond your current imagination. As we near the end of this talk, I want to remind you of something crucial. This belief system, this way of living, it's not just about getting stuff. It's about becoming more. It's about expanding your consciousness. It's about living a life of purpose and meaning. When you start living this way, you'll find that your desires change. The things you thought you wanted might not seem so important anymore. You'll start wanting experiences over possessions. You'll start valuing growth over comfort. You'll start seeking ways to contribute to make a difference. And that's the real magic of this belief system. It's not just about changing your external reality. It's about transforming your inner world. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts abundance, love, and fulfillment. So as you leave here today, I want you to make a commitment. Commit to living from this new belief system for the next 3 days. Commit to holding your vision, feeling the emotions, and taking inspired action. Commit to telling a new story about your life. And most importantly, commit to being patient and kind with yourself. This is a practice like any skill. It takes time to master. There will be moments when you slip back into old patterns. That's okay. Just gently bring yourself back to your vision, back to those positive emotions. Remember, you are powerful beyond measure. You have the ability to create any reality you can imagine. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are the creator of your life. So dream big, feel deeply, act boldly, trust in the process. As you step into this new way of being, you'll start to notice changes. They might be small at first, a chance encounter, an unexpected opportunity, a shift in how you feel. Pay attention to these signs. They're confirmation that you're on the right track. They're the universe responding to your new vibration. But don't stop there. Keep going, keep refining your vision, keep elevating your emotions, keep taking those inspired actions. Because here's the thing, there's no limit to what you can create. As you grow, your vision will expand. You'll start to see possibilities you never imagined before. And as you create your new reality, remember to enjoy the journey. Too often, we get so focused on the destination that we forget to appreciate the path. But the truth is, the journey is where the real magic happens. It's where you grow, where you learn, where you become the person capable of living your dream life. So savor each moment. Find joy in the process of becoming. Celebrate every small victory, every sign of progress, because each of those moments is a miracle in itself. Each of those moments is proof of your power as a creator. Now, let's talk about consistency. This isn't something you do once and forget about. This is a way of life. It's about consistently choosing your thoughts, consistently elevating your emotions, consistently taking inspired action. It's about making this your new normal. At first, it might feel like work. You might have to consciously remind yourself to visualize, to feel good, to stay focused on your vision. But over time, it becomes second nature. It becomes who you are, not just something you do. And here's a powerful truth. As you consistently practice this belief system, you start to build momentum. Your new thoughts create new neural pathways in your brain. Your elevated emotions create new set points in your body. Your inspired actions create new patterns in your life. And all of this combined creates a powerful force that propels you towards your desires. Think of it like a flywheel. At first, it takes a lot of effort to get it moving, but once it starts spinning, it gains its own momentum. It becomes easier to keep it going, and that's what happens in your life. As you consistently apply this belief system, it gets easier. The results come faster. The synchronicities become more frequent. Your manifestations become more powerful. Now, I want to address something that often comes up when people start practicing this belief system. You might find that as you start to change, some people in your life become uncomfortable. They might question what you're doing. They might try to pull you back to your old ways of being. This is normal. Remember, people are used to the old you. When you start to change, it challenges their perception of you and of what's possible, but don't let this deter you. Your growth might inspire them to grow. And if it doesn't, that's okay. You're not responsible for their journey. You're responsible for yours. You might also find that as you raise your vibration, some relationships naturally fall away. This can be uncomfortable, but it's a necessary part of the process. As you align with your highest self, you naturally attract people and situations that match your new energy. Trust this process. The right people and opportunities will come into your life at the perfect time. Now, let's talk about persistence. There might be times when you don't see immediate results. There might be times when it feels like nothing is happening. This is where most people give up. But this is also where the magic happens. Remember, just because you can't see the changes doesn't mean they're not happening. Think about a seed planted in the ground. For a long time, nothing seems to be happening on the surface. But underground, that seed is growing roots, gathering strength, preparing to burst through the soil. Your desires are like that seed. Trust that even when you can't see the results, things are happening beneath the surface. This is where your commitment is tested. This is where your belief needs to be strongest, because the truth is, the universe is always responding to your vibration. Always. There's no such thing as failure, only feedback. If you're not seeing the results you want, it's an opportunity to refine your approach. Maybe you need to clarify your vision. Maybe you need to elevate your emotions even more. Maybe you need to take a different inspired action. But whatever you do, don't give up. Don't go back to your old ways of thinking and being. Because the moment you're about to give up could be the moment right before your breakthrough. Remember, every master was once a beginner. Every success story includes moments of doubt, moments of struggle. The difference is that they persisted, they kept going, they trusted the process, and you can do the same. Now, I want to share a powerful technique that can supercharge your results. It's called mental rehearsal. This is where you take time each day to mentally rehearse your new life. You close your eyes and you see yourself living your dream life in vivid detail. You feel the emotions. You engage all your senses. But here's the key. You're not just passively watching this mental movie. You're actively participating in it. You're feeling it in your body. You're experiencing it as if it's happening right now. Because to your subconscious mind, it is happening right now. This mental rehearsal does two powerful things. First, it trains your brain to look for opportunities that align with your vision. It primes your reticular activating system, the part of your brain that filters information, to notice things that can help you achieve your goals. Second, it creates a new memory in your brain. Your brain doesn't distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. So when you do this mental rehearsal, you're literally creating new neural pathways that support your desired reality. Do this every day, preferably right before you go to sleep and right after you wake up. These are times when your subconscious mind is most receptive. Make it a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. Now, let's talk about gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful emotions you can cultivate. It instantly shifts your vibration to a higher frequency. It aligns you with abundance. It opens you up to receive more goodness in your life. But just be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for what's coming. Be grateful for your desires as if you already have them. This is a subtle but powerful shift. Instead of saying, I'll be grateful when I have this, say, I'm grateful that this is on its way to me. This attitude of gratitude does something remarkable. It shifts you from a state of wanting out, which implies lack, to a state of having. And remember, you attract what you are, not what you want. So when you're in a state of gratitude, you attract more things to be grateful for. As we approach the end of our time together, I want to remind you of something crucial. This belief system, this way of living, it's not just about you. Yes, it will transform your life in incredible ways, but it's also about the impact you can have on the world. When you step into your power as a creator, when you start living from a place of abundance and joy, you become a beacon of light for others. You inspire them to reach for their dreams. You show them what's possible. You raise the collective consciousness. Imagine a world where everyone understood this truth. Imagine a world where everyone was living their highest potential, creating from a place of love and abundance. That's the world we can create, one person at a time, and it starts with you. So as you leave here today, I want you to remember this. You are powerful beyond measure. You have the ability to create any reality you can imagine. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are the creator of your life. For the next 3 days, I want you to live as if your life depends on it. Because in a very real sense, it does. The life you've been dreaming of, the person you know you can be, it all depends on you fully embracing this truth. Visualize your desired reality with crystal clarity. Feel the emotions of already having what you want. Take inspired action from a place of joy and excitement. Tell a new story about your life. Be relentlessly grateful. And watch as your world transforms before your eyes. Remember, this isn't about forcing or struggling. It's about aligning, allowing, becoming. It's about tapping into the infinite power of the universe that flows through you. It's about becoming the highest, truest version of yourself. You have everything you need within you right now. You are already whole, already complete. You're not seeking something outside of yourself. You're simply allowing your inner greatness to express itself in the world. So go forth with courage. Go forth with conviction. Go forth with the unshakable, knowing that you are the creator of your reality, and in just 3 days, you'll be amazed at how your world can change. This is your moment. This is your time. Step into your power, embrace your potential, create your reality. The world is waiting for the gift that only you can give, so give it with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your being. You are ready. You are worthy. You are powerful. Now go and create the life of your dreams. It's all waiting for you. All you have to do is believe, feel, and allow. Your new life begins now. Make it extraordinary. Your entire life is about to change in the next 3 days. Everything you've been waiting for, everything you've been dreaming about, everything you've been silently praying for, it's all about to unfold. And the fact that you're here watching this means you're ready. Your soul has been preparing for this moment, even if your mind doesn't know it yet. Think about the last time you felt that surge of possibility, that electric feeling running through your body, telling you something big was coming. Remember that sensation? That wasn't just hope or excitement. That was your future self reaching back through time, pulling you toward who you're meant to become. And today, in these next 3 days, you're finally going to step into that power. I see it happening every single day. People who've been stuck in the same patterns for years, suddenly breaking free. Someone who couldn't even pay their bills, suddenly manifesting abundance beyond their wildest dreams. A person trapped in endless cycles of self-doubt, suddenly standing in their full power, creating miracles. These aren't just stories. This isn't just motivation. This is the raw truth of what happens when someone finally claims their power, when they stop living from their past and start creating from their future, when they understand that everything they've been searching for has been inside them all along. You're moments away from understanding the exact process that makes this possible. You're about to learn why some people can transform their entire reality overnight, while others stay stuck repeating the same patterns year after year. But more than that, you're about to experience this transformation yourself. The next 3 days will rewrite everything you thought was possible. You won't just hear words. You'll feel truth awakening in your bones. You won't just get information, you'll experience transformation in real time. This isn't just another teaching. This is the moment your future self has been waiting for. And it begins right here. Let me ask you something. What's the first thing you do when you wake up every morning? Do you reach for your phone, check your emails, worry about the day ahead? Most people live the same day over and over again, running on autopilot, wondering why nothing ever changes. They wake up with the same thoughts, feel the same emotions, make the same choices, and then wonder why they keep getting the same results. But here's what most people don't understand. These patterns aren't who you are. They're just habits you've practiced for so long that they feel like your identity. Every morning when you wake up with those same thoughts, every time you react with those familiar emotions, every moment you make those automatic choices, you're literally installing the same program for tomorrow. Think about it. How many times have you said, "This is just how I am"? How many times have you told yourself, "This is just my personality"? How many times have you accepted limitations as facts? These aren't truths. They're programs running on repeat. And the only reason they feel so real is because you've practiced them thousands of times. But what if I told you that you could break free from these patterns in just 3 days? What if I told you that everything you think is fixed about your life could change the moment you stop reinforcing these old programs? I've seen it happen countless times. People who've been stuck in the same financial situation for decades suddenly breaking through to abundance. Those trapped in endless cycles of self-doubt suddenly standing in their power. Others bound by physical limitations suddenly experiencing freedom in their bodies. The secret lies in understanding that your current reality is nothing but a printout of your past. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every choice you make, they're all creating your tomorrow. And when you keep thinking, feeling, and choosing the same way, you keep creating the same life. But here's the amazing truth. You can change this pattern in an instant. The moment you decide to think differently, feel differently, and choose differently, you begin creating a new future. And that's exactly what we're going to do in these next 3 days. You see, transformation doesn't have to take years. It doesn't have to be a slow, gradual process. When you understand how to break free from these automated patterns, when you know how to stop installing the same program every day, everything can change in a moment. That restlessness you've been feeling, that desire for something more,